Today we're talking about real world situations, and we're going to use, instead of our normal horizontal number line, we're going to use a vertical one that goes up and down. So let's start by reading through this lovely paragraph that has new information for us. The elevation of an object tells you its distance above or below sea level. So as I'm looking at our chart here, that 0 represents sea level. So it's like just where the water, the very, very top of the water. And we represent that as 0. Let's keep on reading. Negative numbers are used to represent objects below sea level. So down here, we're going to have negative numbers because they're all below the 0. We're still talking about location. When we had a horizontal line, negative numbers were to the left of 0. But now that we're talking about a vertical number line, is anything that is below 0. And we'll keep going. Positive numbers are used to represent objects above sea level. So I'm going to put positive here on top. And so my number line, as I'm counting, my larger numbers are going to be on top, and my lower numbers will be on the bottom because they are negative. Now, the table, this one over here, shows the elevation of 4 objects. Here they are: mountain, fish, a sunken ship, and an airplane. We're going to graph their locations on our number line, and then we're going to describe the distances of the objects above or below sea level. So let's start by reading through the first one. Sea level is marked and labeled on the number line. Mark, here's our first direction, and label the elevation of the objects listed on the table. So we're going to start with the very first one, which is a mountain. Now, something to also note, the elevation here is in kilometers, so we know what units we're really working with. Our first object is a mountain. A mountain is 2 kilometers. So I'm going to start from my 0, and I'm just going to count 1, 2. So I'm going to mark that in there. Here's 2 kilometers, and I'm going to write mountain. Let's go to our next item. At -1, we have a fish. So here we go, -1 kilometers. We have a fish just swimming. So I actually kind of want to draw a fish. The little bubbles. There's our fish. It is below sea level. Obviously, if our fish was above the water, it would not survive, but it is swimming perfectly at 1 kilometer below sea level. Next, at -4 kilometers, we have a sunken ship. So 1, 2, 3. Here's -4 kilometers. I'm going to have my ship. I actually want to draw. Here's the poor ship, broken down. It just broke. It's sunk all the way to the bottom of the ocean. So it's also below sea level. And finally, we have an airplane at 4 kilometers. It's a +4. So here's our plane just flying in the sky, above sea level. Okay, so here we go. We have all our objects, some pretty drawings. The only one I didn't draw was the mountain, so now I've drawn it so we can see it. Let's go to the next question. How far below, so we're talking distance, how far, above sea level is the mountain? So our mountain is here at 2, so it is 2 kilometers above 1, 2 from 0. So let's put that in. 2 kilometers above sea level. I want to give some space there. And the next question, I'm actually going to underline instead of highlight so it doesn't look too crazy on the page. How far below sea level, is the school of fish? So I'm looking at our fish. Our fish is at 1 kilometer, -1. So 1 kilometer below sea level. So notice that even though it's at -1, I'm writing 1 kilometer below sea level. I'm going to put an SL for sea level. Next one is the airplane above or below sea level. Well, it's at 4 kilometers. That's a positive, so it must be above. And it's true, it's in the air. So it's above sea level. Next question, what 2 objects are the same distance from sea level? And how do I know? I have to explain how. So let's look at the mountain first. The mountain is 2 from 0. So do I have anything else at 2? Nope. So I'm looking for its opposite. I'll try the airplane. The airplane is at 4 from 0. Do I have anything at -4? Yes, the ship. So 4 and -4, the plane and the ship. The plane and ship are 4 kilometers from sea level. They are the same distance there, and I want to use this term, opposites. Another thing this makes me think, Math Marvels, I also noticed something. 4 and -4, they're both 4 away. This makes me, reminds me of another term we talked about before. Can you think about it? The distance from 0, and distance is always positive. So this is making me think of absolute value. I'm going to add that in. They have the same absolute value. And let's go to the last one. Can I explain how you can find the distance of the objects from sea level? Well, any object is going to have a positive distance from 0. Every object. Every object has a positive distance from 0. I can use the absolute value of the elevation to find distance. I'm kind of running out of room here, but to find the distance, that's all I would need. This is absolute value. So I'm going to hit pause. I know this page looks like a lot because of where the number line is, but hit pause, jot down these same notes into your class notes. And remember, today you're really just thinking about how to represent these real world situations on your number line. When we're talking about elevation, we're going to use a vertical number line. In other situations, a horizontal number line may be the one you're using. And remember, anytime you're talking about distance, that will be represented as a positive number. So you can use the absolute value of its location. Okay, Math Marvels, great job today. Good luck on your practice problems, and I will see you in the next lesson. Take care.